I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Hello, I'm here. Can you see me? Can you hear me? This is Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. I hope you're good. Hope you're Genki. I'm doing it on OBS again today because StreamYard can go and suck my... we'll see how it goes. So let me know if audio's coming through. I've got the chat up on my phone so I can see you guys, see who's here. Is anybody here? I think we had Nosferatu here. Nosferatu, how you doing? Are you good, man? I've got some news for you later, Nosferatu, and you're not going to be happy with me. Yes, again today. Maybe. Oh, it's working. There we go. So I've got the chat up. Yeah, sounds good. All is cool. Let's have a look who's in the chat. Hey, Dwayne. Dwayne's here too. Howdy, Gray. Coper. How you doing, man? I hope you've done the household chores for the day. Don't be having Jana Banana working hard. And no, seriously for a minute, I do hope she's Genki. I hope she's recovered well. Who else is here? Salty. What the hell does the acronym mean? Ah, okay. To save you Googling, what the acronym means is what you see is what you get. No, that was last week, wasn't it? Or was it 2 weeks ago? The acronym is, just let me have a look at it. You asked for it, you got it. And it is a kind of, it's an old 1980s computer acronym in a response to WYSIWYG, what you see, what you get. No idea why, but I've just started getting into them and I just think they're kind of cool. You know, and it makes you have to do some work for the stream. Like, look it up. You're crazy. Gray, what are you talking about? So yeah, let's get back to the chat. So what's been going on? Anything good? As I say, I'm on OBS now. I've had enough of StreamYard. Just let me down too many times and keep getting technical issues with it when everything is fine my end. So I am going to use it next week for hopefully doing a Halloween themed Kolchak, the Night Stalker review. But yeah, it was such a shame because my payment had just gone through. It'd just gone through for the month, for the next month of StreamYard when I decided to F it all and cancel it. So I've still got a month left on it, but I didn't even want to try it today. Just get the no signal thing and start spasming and roboting. So there we go. Hey, okay. John and Banana can't stay. Got to get some rest. Wanted to say, hey, get yourself plenty of rest. Have a good sleep. Sleep is it the best medicine? Or is that laughter? I can't remember. But yeah, I do hope you're feeling better. And it was great to see those, I don't know to say it or not. Great to see the pics of baby Bloper looking amazing, looking so cool. Man, what is it about babies and those angelic eyes and faces? They're so pure, aren't they? Unlike me. So new and pure, what's the word? Enthusiastic about the world. Remember that? Remember those days? I think I do. So today's show is a kind of, typical Wakizashi waffle. I do want to do a little bit of a mini book review. I've got an October themed book review, The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker, which was the inspiration, of course, for Hellraiser, the original Hellraiser movie, and the recent reinterpretation, reimagining. What did you guys and girls think of that? If you saw it, did you like it? It was getting quite a bit of flack, wasn't it, for kind of doing my John Campion impression, woke, woke. But I thought it was pretty good. I quite liked it. And if you do read the original novella, The Hellbound Heart, it doesn't give a gender for what's it called, Pinhead. I'll read a little bit from that in a minute, and you'll get an idea why. But I thought they did a really good job. I thought it was pretty cool and pretty violent. Pretty shocking. Bloody hell. Oh. I've got a nice cup of coffee today. The non-drinking is still going on, believe it or not. I think is it 3 weeks now since I started not drinking. So yeah, that's been good. Of course I do miss it. I miss the evening couple of beers or wines with watching a movie, but I don't feel like crap in the mornings at the weekends anymore, which is a good thing, isn't it? Well, apart from feeling like, hay fever symptoms. I've got the the Aki Kafun Show, which is autumn hay fever in Japanese. Which makes me get a bit of a hanagoe. Hanagoe, can you get it? Hanagoe? No, it's a nasal voice. Who else is here? We got Zax in the chat, looking amazing. Zax, mate, what can I say? Thank you so much for all your support. Always, don't know how you do it. You know, even if it's just like 10 seconds of watching a video, Zax always leaves a comment. He's amazing. I don't know how he does that. It's because he doesn't work. He's managed to retire on his YouTube earnings of 3 cents per live stream. And actually, you probably get a lot more than that, don't you? Because you actually get viewers on yours. Amazing. That's cool. Copa's saying that, Gray, the baby is a human sunbeam, like yourself. And January, sorry. Human sunbeam. What was that? I saw Copa's excellent and vomit-filled video review of One Piece, the Netflix live action series. Great video, and great to see that doing well, Copa. Fair play. Reading through the comments was interesting too. Isn't it fun when you get those comments? But anyway, I thought it was a good video, but I left a kind of, what was it? I just left a really simple comment because I couldn't think of anything intelligent to say, like, but you're right about Monkey D. Luffy in the show. You know, he's so positive, isn't he? He's so enthusiastic. He is like, you know, a human sunbeam. It's cool. Very almost naive in that, but I like that. So I compared myself to him, and I think I lost. I came off as a bit of a negative Nelly compared to Monkey D. Luffy. So the actor, whose name I can't pronounce, who plays him, does a good job. Really good. So yeah, shout out to Copa. Nay's here in the chat. G has the best quality viewers. That's right. It's not about the number or the size, is it? What is it? The motion in the ocean? Is that what they say? What we're talking about again? Yeah, it's the pedigree, the unbelievable coolness, the cockiness of my viewers. There we go. And anyone I've missed? Let's see. We also have. Hey, Adega Outlaw. Adega Outlaw, how are you doing? Good to see you. Great to see you. So, what are we talking about? Before I started this live stream, I was shouting out the YouTube channel Creature Features. If you saw that, they were, I think it's still on. They're showing George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. You know, the next movie after Night of the Living Dead, the classic. I think it was 1978. Of course, it's shot in colour, and it just looks so cool. It's, you know, it's a bit cheap and cheerful, but I love that late 70s, you know, almost early 80s aesthetic. There's something about film, isn't it? The film stock, maybe the quality of the picture. Yeah, it's as I say, it's cheesy. You know, it's not got the greatest acting, but some of the effects were wow. They were pretty amazing, and I think Copa was asking, how are they doing this? How are they showing it, this channel? That channel, it's not just YouTube channel. They've got, I think they're on quite a few small cable stations in the US. They've been going since 2016. It's, as far as I know, it's a resurgence of a long-running show, which has come and gone a few times. Is that right? Creature Features. Reminds me of Fright Night. Great movie, by the way, the original. That kind of thing, who show you know, old movies, classic movies, bonkers B movies that no one's ever heard of. But every now and then they do get, like, you know, a really, what we regard as a really good high quality horror movie or sci-fi movie on there. So from what they say, they buy the rights. Of course, it's probably limited to, I don't know if it's months or if they get it for a year or not. They buy the rights because I think they're funded by either Patreon or they get some sponsorships, maybe making money off YouTube as well. So yeah, it's great. The only thing is, of course, you have to put up with interruptions of the hosts and little sketches they do, and they do talks. They have a mail call. They read letters. So it's worth a look, that channel, Creature Features. See what you think. If you do, check it out. So what's been going on, everybody? Anything good? Anything exciting? Are you looking forward to Halloween? Getting closer now. What are we? Today's the 21st, so just over a week and a bit to go. I'm looking forward to it. I've been watching a few horror movies, horror series. I jumped back into the Fall of the House of Usher, Zax and everyone, just to let you know, because I said I dropped out after about 30 minutes of episode 1 when it was the third, you know, gay couple that came along. Just like, oh my God, I don't mind that, but it's when it takes over the story, when it feels clunky, you know, when it starts feeling really forced and takes you out of the narrative, takes you out of the world. I was just like, but I got to say, episode 2 was quite entertaining. It's about a group of absolute scum, the children of Roderick Usher. You know, they're all different shapes and sizes, races, sexes, whatever. But I think it's the first death of one of his children. And it's not a spoiler, that's what the story's about. It's, you know, all his children are, I think, either killed or die frightening or horrific deaths. The first one is called Prospero, and he hosts this crazy warehouse-like nightclub rave, only available to, you know, exclusive elite rich people, of course. And I won't tell you what happens, I won't spoil it, but man, the ending of that, Jesus, I wasn't expecting it to end like that. It reminded me of an old Brian De Palma movie, which right now I'm getting stream brain. I don't remember the name of it. It's Society. Have you ever seen that? That's a bit of a deep dive, maybe, Society. And the effects in that are pretty freaky. It's a good story, by the way. It's a bit of a schlocky B-movie, but Brian De Palma, I think, Society. Or it could be Brian Yuzna. Jesus. I'm too lazy to check on Google, but yeah, do look out for that. So episode 2 is not bad, but it's slow. It's really slow. There's a lot of talking. It's well shot. It looks good. But yeah, you know, I'm seeing mixed reviews. I've seen the critics praising it to high heaven, and users are either saying, yeah, this is great, or this is, you know, full of messages, the message and all that. It's kind of really pushing it hard. I don't know what to make of it. Let me know if you've seen it in the chat. Let's have a look. Has anybody been watching it? Every movie you've named, says Nosratu, pales in comparison to Vice Squad. Shout out to Vice Squad. Great. What was it, 1982 was it, Nos? It's a really early 80s movie which has got to be seen to be believed. Just for the character of Ramrod. Ramrod is amazing in that. Where are we? Salty. Who's saying homophobe? Is that me? I'm not a homophobe. I'm not. Some of my best friends happen to be gay, by the way. No, I'm just saying, just joking. Oh, thanks for handling that. Appreciate it. Jacob, welcome. Welcome, mate. Good to see you. So yeah, House of Usher, I don't know. Has anyone watched it? Do let me know in the chat. Let's have a little look. I'm doing this by on the fly. Trying to work it out, making it up as I go along. I was going to do a Hellbound Heart review first, but let's have a quick look at the fall of the House of Usher for the reviews, first of all. Rather than the critic reviews, I'm going to go for the user reviews. Where are we? Okay, so how do we do this again? How do we do this? OBS. So what I've got to do is disappear grey and get to window capture. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna come back in because you want to see me, don't you? You don't want me to go away, do you? Okay, like that. So let's have a look. As you can see, it's got a generally favourable user score average of 6.3, and these are just the most recent reviews. You've got a 5, a 4. Let's read the first one here. One-dimensional, unlikable, and uninteresting characters in a show that wants to be half Succession and predictable. And predictable, repetitive horror elements filling the other half. No mystery or intrigue, just shallow spectacle without creativity. Wow, they really don't like it, do they? Everyone is stupid. The story is filled with plot's convenience and plot holes that shatter the suspension of disbelief. It honestly baffles me how this show is getting such good rep. Okay, that's the first one I came across. Let's go for a more positive one. Here we go. We've got one here saying, a 10 out of 10. This was thoroughly entertaining start to finish. The acting was very good and the story was very engrossing. I wish more Netflix series were as good as this one. 10 out of 10. Wow. So you certainly liked it. Go for a kind of a medium. Is there a 7 or an 8? Okay, how about this one? Here's an 8 out of 10. This last one before I come back to you guys. While not my favourite Flanagan series, he's so consistently great that this is well worth a watch. Usher uses Poe as a framework for a story obviously based upon the Sacklers, May They Rot in Hell, and OxyContin. A wealthy farmer empire brought to ruin by their own heedless greed and ambition. While Poe purists might revolt at the looseness of the adaptation, there's a ton here to satisfy the Edgar Allan itch. Nice. Usher ties in many elements of Poe's work to generate a mix of loving homage and original work. By the way, Mark Hamill's in this, and you should see him in it. He looks, purposefully, he looks awful, looks terrible. He's like always scowling, really, really short-cut hair, glasses. You know, he looks, of course, he's old now. He plays a lawyer, like the Roderick Usher, the family lawyer. He's actually quite good, but man, you know, if you can forget about the, you know, his social media presence, maybe might enjoy that. It's good to see him playing a villain. Oh no, wait a minute. He was a villain in The Last Jedi, wasn't he? Yeah, that's right. He was a coward who abandoned everything. Where are we? So yeah, Mark Hamill is an awesome addition, says this reviewer, to Flanagan's recurring ensemble. And how great it is that he continues to bring back favourite collaborators for future products. At this point, I'll really watch anything that Flanagan creates. He's simply one of the best American artists operating in film and TV. Wow, so yeah, very high praise from this reviewer. B. Happenstance. Okay, let's give you an idea. Okay, just for a laugh, should we have a quick look at the critics? Let's see. It's going to be crazy. I mean, IGN you can just completely ignore. They give everything 10 or 100, don't they? Let's go down, see anything that sticks out. Collider 83, Empire 80 out of 100, Vanity Fair, Washington Post, Variety, The Guardian, they're all giving it 8 out of 10s. Rolling Stone, good grief. They're very high, aren't they? Let's scroll down to the bottom. RogerEbert.com gives it 75, and that's the review I was going to read a little bit from for you later on. Where are we? Let's get to the bottom ones. The Radio Times. There's a flash or a blast from the past, from the UK. They gave it a 6 out of 10. Maybe for mega fans of Poe, there will be more to embrace here, and they will come away loving every second of the fall of the House of Usher. I myself came away feeling it was very much a mixed bag. Impressive for its ambition, its performances, its horror, and its staging, but trying to do both too much, and not within its inflated runtime. Well, that's it. I've only managed to, 2 episodes, and I took a bit of a break after the first one. It's like, what's this? But Jesus, it's long. It's long, it's drawn out, long conversations, and a lot of the characters are just complete scumbags. But maybe that's the point. Hey, you awesome one. Good to see you. Thanks for using the emojis there. Look at that. That's awesome. Brilliant. Is that why they call you awesome one? Okay, Zax, you've got into it, have you? Okay, mate. Thanks for letting me know. Usher is good, says Zax. I mean, maybe I was kind of, I was a bit too hasty. To be fair, I try and give things at least 2 to 3 episodes, depending how long of a series it is. Give it 3. It's like a new comic book series. Give it 3 issues. Give it 3 issues and see. Don't just like jump out unless it's absolutely terrible. After first episode. So like Wheel of Time, basically. Don't know how I got through the first 3 of those season 2. I only watched those because I wanted to watch you guys' live stream about it and have a laugh. Not gone back since. Hard to say how good Usher is until I get to the finale. Right, Zach, that's the problem, isn't it? It's taken me ages to get through that because I've been doing quite a bit of YouTube reviewing and reading comics, trying to read Blood Meridian, Nosferatu. You're going to kill because I've got a story about that. What else? So yeah, and watching the odd horror film here and there. I started watching Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. I know that gets a bit of a, what's the word? It doesn't get a lot of love these days, but I wanted to go to see how I missed when I was a teenager, how I missed all the gay, gay signalling in that series. Let's get rid of this. Close window capture. Okay, let's make Grey bigger. Everybody likes a bigger Grey, don't they? That's what Mrs. Wakizashi used to tell me. Emphasis on the used to. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's a bit slow. What have I missed? Anybody else? Dwayne, Nos, great to see you all as well. And thanks so much for watching. Jacob, shout out to you. House of Usher. I thought it was a rapper, says Jacob. It is, isn't it? Is it? It's actually not a story about the rapper, no. I would have loved to have seen a proper Poe adaptation, you know, a series based on some of his short stories. Don't you think that would have been even better? But I guess, you know, Mike Flanagan wanted to make a modern commentary on, you know, the pharmaceutical giants and, you know, mix that in with it, with his ideas, with his representation, which is strong and heavy-handed. But anyway, there we go. Well, one good thing, you know, because I'm a dirty old man. I'm a sucker for a bit of sexiness on TV, a bit of nudity. To be fair, you do actually get women and men male nudity. Amazing, right? It's usually only men, isn't it, these days that you see with the tops off. So yeah, at least you get a bit of that. Look at that. Jesus, the sun is coming out unbelievably. I'm gonna have to pull that curtain a little bit. So just let me drop one of my favourite clips. This is for Salty and Purple Valkyrie.
Hello? You're looking very beautiful, man. Have you been away? Saint Peter preached the epistles to the apostles looking like that.
I forgot to switch off your mic. Did you know that with OBS, when you drop clips like the opener, the closer, whatever, what do you call it? If you don't switch off your mic, if you don't mute yourself, you can still hear you like sniffing and coughing and farting in the background. You've got to be careful. Okay, right, where were we? What's going on? It's all over the place, isn't it? So yeah, that was the fall of the House of Usher. Let me talk about something good. Let me talk about Clive Barker's The Hellbound Heart, the novella. Really good. Yo, Low Spec, how you doing? Good to see ya. What's Nosferatu saying? Brood Meridianu. Are you trying to do the katakana English? Katakana is the Japanese writing system for foreign words, for loan words. You know, so you get like personal computer, persocon, or air conditioner, things like that. It would be blood meridianu. There we go. That's all I've got to say, Nos. I'm sorry. I've returned to Children of Dune. I've returned to it. Blood Meridian's on hold at the moment. Yeah, I've got a story about that. But anyway, let me get to this review. Where are we? So what we do is click on this window capture. Get rid of grey for a second again. No, he's going away. Going away again. Let's put myself here. Let's put myself in the centre for a change. How about that? Is that coming through? Yes? Are we good? Okay. Shameless self-plug here, self-promotion. This is from my WordPress blog, Wakizashi's Reviews. It's had its name changed many times. I used to review a lot of sci-fi books on it when I first started it. A lot of Philip K. Dick in my early reviews. I like saying Dick. PKD. This is a review from last year, so last October, for Halloween for the season. October 26th, 2022, The Hellbound Heart. 1986, novella, yeah, by Clive Barker. Here's a quote. So intent was Frank on solving the puzzle of Lemacan's box that he didn't hear the great bell begin to ring. The device had been constructed by a master craftsman, and the riddle was this, that though he'd been told the box contained wonders, there simply seemed to be no way into it, no clue on any of its 6 black lacquered faces as to the whereabouts of the pressure points that would disengage one piece of this 3-dimensional jigsaw from another. That was a long, long sentence, wasn't it? Wow. Okay, here's one of the covers. Here's my review. I watched the original Hellraiser movie, the original and the best, I believe, 1987, guys and girls, can you believe that? I watched the original Hellraiser movie back in the late 1980s. I thought it was such a unique idea for a horror movie. Can still remember being freaked out by the Cenobites, especially the teeth gnashing one. You know, the one that was just going like all the time. That freaked me out. What are Cenobites? They are demonic beings that will tear your soul apart if you summon them. If you summer, autumn and winter, if you summon them. The Hell Priest, who became known as Pinhead, didn't scare me. I just thought he was cool. What a fantastic character design. Okay, here's another quote from the novella. And this is talking about Pinhead, yeah, the Hell Priest. Its voice, unlike that of its companion, was light and breathy, the voice of an excited girl. Every inch of its head had been tattooed with an intricate grid, and at every intersection of horizontal and vertical axes, a jewelled pin driven through to the bone. Its tongue was similarly decorated. "Do you even know who we are?" it asked. There we go. It's described as its voice. It had the voice of an excited girl. Bit like me, right? Yeah, and I love the idea that the pins were jewelled pins. That's pretty cool. After learning that writer-director Clive Barker based the film on his novella, The Hellbound Heart, I sought it out. I didn't know Barker was already a published writer. This is back in the day, yeah, when I first read it. When he made the movie Hellraiser. I quickly went on to read his excellent Books of Blood stories, his short stories. Have you read any of those? There's some really good ones. But his big novel, Weave World, left me cold. At that time, by the way. There are some good ideas in Weave World, but I found it to be too meandering, and it kind of lost me in its weaving narrative. As far as I remember, many of the stories in Books of Blood are very good examples of the genre. I must get around to rereading them. And here's a promotional poster for the Hulu original movie from, I think was it only last year? This time last year, yeah. All these years later, a new film version of Hellraiser has recently been released. This is last year. I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to go into it here. I'll just say that I liked the new Cenobite designs and was quite surprised by how gory it is. Chains ripping skin and flesh are back and look to be impressive practical effects, not CGI, thank goodness. Watching the film made me want to revisit Clive Barker's original novella, so I picked up a copy. And here's the review. Let's just make that a little bit smaller. Covering up the text. Okay. I was surprised by how well the Hellbound Heart holds up. I'd forgotten how good Clive Barker's early writing is. The opening chapter is simply stunning in how much it pulls you in and whets your appetite for what's to follow. Barker doesn't over-explain the plot or get lost in paragraphs of purple prose. He keeps it tight while still producing moments of lyrical beauty as well as hair-raising horror. The fine line between pleasure and pain is a major theme of the story, and the author clearly enjoys writing about sex and sensuality as well as body horror. If I had to criticise it, then I would mention the lack of character development. We don't really get to know much about the few characters beyond the pleasure-seeking Frank Cotton. But it should be remembered that it is a short novella. That it's content with creating atmosphere and building up tension. It will excite you just as much as it disturbs you, and it will leave you wanting more, especially more about the Cenobites. Recommended from Grey, Wakizashi's Teahouse. Has anyone read the Scarlet Gospels, which is Clive Barker's, I think, sequel? Main sequel to, Hellraiser, to the Hellbound Heart. I heard it was kind of mixed reviews. Heard it was mid, so I haven't bothered with it yet, but I am curious. Any comments there? That's about it. Okay, no, let's get back to you. Stop sharing that. And oops, goodness gracious. Any love out there for Clive Barker? Have you read any of his books? I read quite a few when I was, of that kind of age to be into it, but some were really good. Some I kind of thought were a bit like, they went on a bit. I'm trying to think now, any good ones to recommend. Maybe I think he works better as a short story writer. His Books of Blood are worth a look, definitely. Okay, catch up with the chat. Traitor, screams Nos. I know, right? Blood Meridian is not abandoned. I'm going to go back to it because it is amazing, but I'm trying to think what it was that pulled me into Children of Dune. I talked about it before. I started reading it a while back. I've got it on Kindle, and I was like, I got kind of bored with it. I got up to page 90. You know, it's kind of like, oh, I'm not sure what's going on. So I ordered a physical copy. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Lovely cover there. Does that focus? Children of Dune. Or as we from the UK say, June. June. April, May and June. Children of Dune. So, yes, Nosferatu. What was it that got me to revisit it? What's she called? Danica. Danica from YouTube, who used to be a comic girl something or other. Comic Girl 19, was it? She did a reading club on it. I think she was on one of the Nerdrotic Nooners that I saw just by chance. So that got me to go and watch her first part. She does a reading club of not all the Dune books. I think she's up to about, I don't know if she's done them all yet, but anyway, she's done the first 3 at least. And the third one, Children of Dune, I was like, okay, she was really raving about it, and her description got me to, okay, I'm going to go back and actually start reading it from the beginning. So I've gone back to the first page, and now I'm up to, where are we? Page 110. So not that far into it, but I'm into it now. I've got into it. I don't know what it is, what the difference was. Maybe it's the physical copy. And by the way, check out my bookmark here. Here we go. Can you see? Not showing up very well. It's the 9 of Cups from the Tarot deck, which represents happiness. Happiness and joy. Keep that as a bookmark. Because that's my life, isn't it? It's one long, happy, joyful adventure. But listen to this. Here's a brief quote, just a random quote at the page I'm up to. So it's the children of Paul and Cheney. And one of them is called, it's either Leto or Leto, depends how you pronounce it, or which audiobook you listen to as well. I've heard both. And Ganimar is the girl. So the twins, yeah. Let's call it Leto. Leto and Ganimar. Kalimar. Sorry. The Golden Path. Oh, sorry, no, here we go. In that instant, day came to the desert beyond their vantage point. They sensed the heat beginning. Colours leaped forth from the plantings beneath the cliff. I can't even see it. Grey. Green leaves sent spiked shadows along the ground. The low morning light of Dune's silvery sun revealed the verdant oasis full of golden and purple shadows in the well. Leto stood and stretched. The golden path then, Ganimar said, and she spoke as much to herself as to him, knowing how their father's last vision met and melted into Leto's dreams. Something brushed against the moisture seals behind them, and voices could be heard murmuring there. Leto reverted to the ancient language they used for privacy. I won't read it because it's nonsense. That was where the decision lodged itself in their awareness, literally. We will accompany each other into deathliness, though only one may return to report it. It's beautifully written, of course. It's really, really good, but yeah, got back into Children of Dune, so that's that. Okay, where are we? How are we doing? How long have we going here? I'm not sure. Nosferatu, I'm sorry, I'm a traitor. Did you get an ad? I sold my soul for 3 cents an hour. No, it's not even that. 3 cents. What's it? Over the last 28 days, your video advertising has made you a packet of crisps. Christopher Lloyd would have been a great pinhead, says Dwayne Muth. Don't you just love Chris Lloyd? What a legend. Or someone saying, I threw the Scarlet away, don't need the demon stuff. Nightbreed by Clive Barker. Yes, and speaking of that, Nightbreed, that's on that YouTube channel I was talking about, Creature Features. That was on a few weeks ago. I don't know if it's still available, but they had one of the, I think it might be the director's cut, the full movie. It's like, ooh, it's a bit cheesy, but it's pretty good. Nosferatu is saying that Children of Men over Children of Dune. Really? Have you even read that, Nosferatu? That's another book that I got halfway through and I kind of just dropped. I will get back to it one day. I love the movie. The movie's awesome with Clive Owen, but Children of Men by P.D. James, it's okay. The book. How do you abandon Blood Meridian for Dune? What timeline am I living in? Asks Copa. You're living in the... what's it? Jizat Haderach. I can't remember the words. Oh, Jesus, timeline. Hey, Netta, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Marvel, Spider-Man 2, working as bleach for me. It's washing away all my eyes and mind of the current comic Amazing Spider-Man run. Is it good, yeah? You enjoying it? Spider-Man 2 on the... Is it the PlayStation 5? Just guessing. Taxes and chips, says Awesome One. I am beyond fear, Blacob. I went straight to absolute irrational violence. Copa. Oh, guys and girls out there, I love you so much. Do you know that? You're amazing. You keep me laughing. You keep me laughing. You keep me entertained. Here we go. Well, I sort something out. Let's drop this. Just let me mute the mic. Ah, God, I love Akira. Have I told you how many times? How I love thee. Let me count the ways. That's the word. Okay, where were we? There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to see. Oh, I've only been going for, Jesus, 20. Oh, no, it said like 20 minutes then on YouTube. You know, when you check YouTube Studio and it shows like you're like 15 minutes behind in the stream. It's weird. 36 minutes. Looking good. As I say, next weekend, hopefully, because I've got some work in the morning. I've got a Saturday morning for me, so Friday night. It's one of the local schools that I work in. They're doing their culture festival, their school play, basically. One of the Shogakos. Shogako? Do you know? Shogako, it means elementary school. So I've got to go and watch the children doing their little acting and singing and dancing and stuff. That's just the morning, hopefully. So I'm hoping I'll be back in time for this, for a 1:30 my time, 1:30 p.m, which is, what time is that? 12:30 a.m. Eastern, 11:30 p.m. Am I right? Central? I can't remember the time difference at the moment. I'm all mixed up because I know the clocks are going to change soon. No, I think that makes it worse for me. Does it make it later when I start? I can't remember how it works out. I know the clocks in the US go back or forward, whichever one it is. November 5th, right? Remember the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason and plot. Guy Fawkes. Oh, Jesus. Spilling the coffee like an old man. Just like trickling out of my mouth. Where are we? So, yeah, what's I talking about? So, yeah, next week, hopefully, I'll do it on StreamYard, as long as I get a signal, of course. So I will have guests on. But you've got to watch Kolchak, the Night Stalker. That's what I'm going to cover. Come on, it's free on YouTube. It's available. It's on the Creature Features channel. They've got it. You'll probably get a copy somewhere anyway, easily. Classic 1970s, pulpy, precursor to the X-Files. Big inspiration on the X-Files. That's what Chris Carter said. So, yeah, with a great central performance by an actor whose name I have no idea. Do let me know in the chat. This event is not sponsored by Jimmy Savile Nosferatu. I don't want to say that name. Mamma mia. Necrophilia. Ooh. Close friend of the Queen. Zeb said he wanted to do experiments with Amazing Spider-Man, says the Netter. He said he was ready for backlash and would eat crap for it. Really? Was he looking tired at the Comic-Con? Did you go? Netta, did you go to the Comic-Con? Cool, man. Do let me know what you thought of it. Love to hear that. That's cool. So, yeah. This is amazing, by the way. It says on YouTube, according to YouTube, this is a new record for me. I've had 24 at one point. I reached a peak of 24 viewers. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. Brilliant. I can't believe people have come all this way to listen to me waffle on like a complete madman. Let's go then. Where are we? I was going to talk about something else. This is it. This is it. Oops. A bit of Gen V. Gen V! I know, I'm probably the only person watching it, apart from Zach. I think Zach said he was watching. That's great. Make Grace small. There we go. I'm enjoying it, okay? I know what you think of me. I'm positive about everything, but I'm not. I know when something's crap. And with this Gen V, it's set in the world of the boys. Just give it 2 episodes. The first episode has put a lot of people off because it sounds like, it appears to be, going woke. But it's not. It's taking the Mickey. It's taking the piss out of it. It's satire. It's meant to be like that. And I dropped a quick review of it. I just basically said, this is what the New Mutants should have been. Did anyone see that? That kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it? And died a death. The New Mutants. They tried to make a movie of the New Mutants, great comic book series, but it wasn't very good. This is a much better version. I'm not saying it's as good as the comic before you crucify me. I'm just saying I'm enjoying it and I'm into the characters. They're well written and they're all flawed. Yes, you've got representation because why not? The female black lead is very, very attractive. She's got a good part. She's got crazy powers to do with blood. She can control blood. So you can imagine how that could maybe go wrong for young teenage girls, let's say, when something, when they're reaching or when they're beginning the journey into womanhood. Oh my God, imagine that. It's also got a character who can change sex. They can be male or female, Asian character. And the way it's worked is, yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling. I just think it's very good. Give it a chance. Here we go. This is the review from where are we? RogerEbert.com. I went through on Metacritic, and this is not a top review. It's not a bottom review. It's a mid kind of positive one. They're talking superhero fatigue has finally hit mainstream audiences. Right? No surprise there, is there? In the last couple of years. Abysmal box office numbers and critical work about the failings of many franchises have begun to strike. One IP remains in the good graces of fans and critics alike. Now, I know The Boys Season 2 got quite a lot of flack and it wasn't that good, but I think they came back with Season 3. It's good, it's decent, it's better than a lot of other stuff out there. Let's just say that. This is what this reviewer says, yeah. Prime Video's The Boys has achieved something other superhero films or TV shows have not. Engaging criticism about the genre it's bound to. Okay, when it was announced there would be a spin-off of The Boys, fans and critics alike were wary. No surprises there. Not only is a spin-off something that other superhero IPs have often failed at, but this one would also focus on young adults at a university. A superhero university. The coming-of-age genre is not necessarily something superhero IPs have done well. Does anybody remember Hulu's Runaways adaptation? Have you seen the Titans on Netflix? There are some decent episodes in that, but overall it's not very good. Not very good, I'm afraid. Gen V begins with a young girl, later revealed to be the child version of the show's main character, Marie Moreau, who was just pictured above, if you've not watched it. She's there in the centre. She gets her period for the first time. She's confused by the event and is even more so when her blood begins to float, as if the substance has a mind of its own. Things get weirder and more violent from there, culminating in a brutal and shocking introduction to Marie and the Gen V TV show. Thankfully, the surprises don't stop there. We follow an older, traumatised Marie in a mundane life that she desperately longs to escape. A way out comes in the form of an acceptance to Godolkin University School of Crime Fighting, a school that specifically houses students with super-powered abilities. Gen V reveals the messiness of young adulthood, basking in displays of drunken mistakes and glimpses of bodily fluids. Now, I want to point out, I'm watching it in Japan, yeah. I suppose I could VPN it and watch a pirate version, but I'm watching it on my Amazon Prime, and they censor the nudity. It's a real shame. Well, maybe it's not a shame because there's been a stronger focus on male nudity than female nudity, unfortunately. That's a shame, but that's the way it seems to be going these days. So yeah, I don't know what it looks like on if you're watching in America, but I'll warn you, there are cocks on display. Where are we? At its core, though, Gen V draws viewers in with a mystery at the centre of its story. Now, this is what's interesting about it. Late one night, Marie sees security personnel employed by the university take an erratic young man, later revealed to be named Sam, who ends up becoming an essential character in the story. They take him into their custody. Thinking nothing of it, she lets it go until other events cause her and her new friends to believe this isn't an isolated incident. And perhaps these students aren't the ones causing harm. Later, after a public student death and a subsequent cover-up. Now, this is all in episode 1, yeah, so it's not really spoiling it, but just to let you know, this is all from episode 1. Marie quickly becomes a hero in the public eye. She rises in the ranks at school and outside of it, becoming the first freshman on the school's power ranking roster. Shining through the cameras and makeup, though, Marie must question her integrity, as she knows that she's not really the hero the school is making her out to be. Guided by the hand of Superintendent Indira Shetty, in the picture there, Marie must attempt to free herself from the clutches of those who wish to control her. How much more of this is there? Okay. Gen V massively juggles its laugh-out-loud comedy and biting critiques with its more serious moments, becoming a show about young people rectifying or trying to recover from the mistakes of the adults in their lives. Adults or... Do you know what? I always get that pronunciation mixed up. In the UK, we say... I've forgotten now. I've been in Japan so long, and I'm teaching American English. I'm being conditioned to teach American English, by the way. No, I'm joking. Is it adults or adults? I think adults is British and adults is America, right? Anyway, what are you talking about, Gray? Get on with it. Each character is haunted by the shadow their parents have left them. So basically what the premise is, think about this. The parents of these kids, these new mutants, basically, these up-and-coming supposedly superheroes, they gave them experimental drugs when they were either in the womb, before they were born, or just after they were born. They were experimented on because they believed they could have enhanced abilities, a little bit like the idea of Gattaca you see in that great movie. This is not as good as that, of course, but yeah, the parents have basically agreed to let them use experimental medicine, experimental drugs on their kids when they're babies to hopefully make the next Homelander, or the next, Flash, whatever, the next Green Lantern. So, where are we? Slowly but surely, each character wrenches themselves from the clutches of their past until they can become freer versions of themselves and build the new family they have longed for. The chemistry between this group is fantastic, and as the season goes on, disdain for each other unravels into a bond that each of them desperately needs. So they start out kind of, jealous of each other, kind of almost hating each other, but they, over time they kind of they bond, they become friends. But are they friends? There's there's double crossing going on, there's all sorts in the background, and you've got this kind of hidden narrative of who is actually controlling this school, who's behind it. Are there really secret experiments going on, below the school in some underground complex? What is the end game? I've just got to episode 6, just dropped. I just finished that this morning before this stream, and at the end of that, it's okay, I see that's the game, is it? It's a bit of a twist. I won't spoil it, but it's no way. This is not. Let's just say they don't have the best interests at heart. The group behind the university, they don't. Of course they don't. And what I like about it is the characters they're all flawed. They're all really flawed, and they've got to learn to get over their past trauma, get over what they think of themselves. Some of them hate themselves. The way they activate their powers is sometimes crazy, and it makes them feel even worse about themselves. Another reason to watch it is it's got Patrick Schwarzenegger in here, one of Arnie's kids. Arnie's children, yeah? Patrick Schwarzenegger, he's pretty good. He plays, Golden Boy, the top-ranked student at the university. But I say I won't spoil it, but yeah, quite a surprising thing happens to him early on, but he is a presence throughout the series. What else is it? What could have been a catastrophic spin-off instead establishes that this may be the sole superhero franchise that still understands what its viewers want. nor is Gen V completely bound to its predecessor. It can exist separate to The Boys. So yeah, you don't have to have watched The Boys to watch this. Some of the characters make very brief cameos in it, but as I say, you can go into this without watching that. Excuse me. It's a fun and biting coming-of-age drama. Just happens to be full of superheroes. That's it. So if you like coming-of-age dramas, give it a shot. As I say, I'm not saying it's amazing. I'd give it maybe, at the moment, a 7.5 out of 10. And you know how positive I usually am. So you can probably take how many points off that for a realistic score. Zax, what do you reckon? Are you still watching it? If you're still here, mate, do let me know. I'm still there. The latest episode, it wasn't the best episode. It was a little bit dull, a little bit boring, but interesting. There was one particular episode where the characters, I really like this one. The characters they had missing time, missing memories, and the way that was put together and structured, that was really good. That might have been the last one, episode 5, or it could have been 4. But yeah, as I say, I got past the first one. I wasn't that sure about it. I kept going, and then by the end of episode 3, I was in. So there we go. Let's get back to the chat, see who's still here. Gray is waffling on like a madman. AJ's wet dream, says Zax. Oh dear. Most times, nudity is a cop-out, same as poor stand-up talking dirty, says Nay. Yeah, Nay, I don't know what you think about it anyway, from modern sensibilities and all that, but I've noticed a prevalence of male nudity, even if it's mainly just the top. You always see men with the shirts off in the Marvel movies. You see a lot more men with shirts off than you do women these days, whereas it used to be both, or maybe more of the other way around. I know, 70s, 80s. But yeah, I think they should be fair. They should go, 50-50. If they're going to show men naked in their full morning glory, they should show women too. But that's just my opinion. And I am very sus. I am a dirty old man. Yeah, thanks, Nosferatu. I know I can't pronounce his name. Whatever. Gray, let's stop talking about the Gen V nonsense and start flapping our gums about 13 Sameti. What? I don't know what that means. The net is saying that Inuyashiki is another manga by the same author, Old Man, a Young Teen Boy, Alien Technology. It's a mad manga, and it's also a really cool anime. I don't know if they did more than one season, Netta. But yeah, it's called Inuyashiki. Do check that out. Pretty crazy. Nosferatu, 13 ghosts over 13 Sameti. Zax, I'm making my way through Gen V, but I'm not caught up. Okay, so you're still watching it. Zax, what do you reckon? Has House of Usher taken over for you? And one more just dropped as well on Netflix, which caught my attention. It's called Bodies. Have you heard of that, anybody? Bodies. It sounded quite interesting, but I'm not sure about it. Let's see if I can find a little bit of a synopsis. Wow, the first random review that popped up was 1 star. And I think I'm going to sneeze, so just let me redrop a clip while I'm sneezing, or should I just mute the mic? Oh my goodness, I've lost all my clips. What can I show? No, forget it. It's gone away. Let's see. Let's share screen. Come on, Graham, you know what you're doing? Just make me smaller again. Nobody puts Gray in the corner. I'm going in the corner, everybody. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we? Look at that review there. It's just the first thing that popped up. Bodies, 2023, crime fiction with a bit of a sci-fi time travel theme to it, by the way. 1 season. It's an interesting science fiction adjacent alternative multiple reality drama. The kind of thing I enjoy if it had been done well. As it is, I found it really too irritating to watch. My reasons, in no particular order: bad dialogue. People just don't talk like that. People in London aren't convincing. They aren't all unconvincing cockneys. All right there, Mary Poppins, how's it going with you? I don't need to have everything utterly spelled out to me and unsubtly signposted. Every shot of dead body injuries and markings accentuated with whooshing strings, just in case we missed it. I do notice that a lot in, the whole... This is not a jump scare series, but, jump scares when they have to, like, pipe this massive, like, crazy sound, music, whatever, horns blasting to accentuate the shock. It's so annoying. It just gets like, oh, God, can't they show... like horror scenes, like, can't they build up fear slowly, like carefully, psychologically? Can they get it into your head, get in your head more? You didn't see that in The Exorcist, did you? There was some weird background sounds and music, but it wasn't this like, wah! Like sound accompanying everything. It's very unsubtle, in my opinion. Where are we? I've just gone off on a bit of a waffle. This is a reviewer's opinion. Bodies, stupid stuff like a police officer asking where someone lives and just around the corner being a sufficient answer at a murder scene. That's pretty cool. Can you give me your address, please, sir? Yeah, just round the corner. Okay, thank you very much. Buildings half destroyed by a Luftwaffe bomb and the person in a car just walks away unscathed. Should point out it's set over 3 timelines. It's present day, it's World War II, and it's Jack the Ripper, 1890 or 1880 something. 3 timelines. And I've only I tried out the first episode. I didn't finish it. I tried it out and it was like, okay, I'm not sure about this. I started watching when they were like pulling off one of the dead bodies, his head, and pulling his brain out. I got a little bit with that. Woo. Yeah, but I might go back to it. No one in East London refers to any borough by its name, just East London, as if the viewer might get confused by Whitechapel or Shoreditch. Whitechapel, Nosferatu, I bet you know that name, don't you? Jack the Ripper. Overbearing, strident musical soundtrack when hardly anything is really happening. I seriously think this show needs editing and tightening up. Half the dialogue could easily be cut. The soapy family stuff and so on. Especially learn how people really speak and just move the plot in a less laboured way. Okay, so this reviewer did not like it at all. Then we get the riposte, I guess, a riposte. 4 stars out of 5. A fair warning that most of the negative reviews are just homophobes, angry that Netflix casting reflects our modern day society. Oh, I forgot to mention, I think half the cast, half the characters are gay. Without spoiling too much, the drama follows 4 detectives through time, solving the same murder that keeps occurring due to an anomaly. For the most part, it gets to the point while still allowing for character development across the board. I can see how the writing could come across as all over the place to the typical crime TV crowd. However, the style of writing will be very familiar to sci-fi fans. Setting aside some clunky acting, it brings its story to life in an enjoyable, Black Mirror-like way. Worth a watch for sure. Okay, as I say, I've only got about 30 minutes into the first episode, and this was late last night. I just turned it off when they were pulling the guy's brain out. I didn't want to go to bed thinking about that. It seems to be very mixed, doesn't it? It's half and half, like high scores and low scores. Okay, there we go. But that's just the Google reviews. Let's have a look what IMDb is saying about it. There we go. First of all, let's move Graham over here. I feel weird on that side. Now I'm over here. Look at me. Look at the magic of OBS. Isn't it amazing? I can do this. So that was a poster, by the way. Oh, was he in that? No way. I've not even seen that character yet. That's for the part I've seen. Is there a future setting as well? Okay, I haven't seen that timeline. Cool. It's 4 timelines. I've seen the modern day one. You can see the police officer there with... I think she's wearing, what you call it, not sure, not a skull cap. You can see the World War II one with the nice trilby there, the hat, and the Whitechapel Jack the Ripper period with the bowler hat. Bodies. Any interest? Anyone watching that? Say there's a lot dropping at the same time, and it seems to be because I guess it's Halloween season. Should we have a quick look at the reviews to see what the initial reaction is? 23 reviews. Let's go by review date rather than the most popular review. 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10, 10. Wow, starting off very high. Okay, here we go. Let's try a 7 out of 10. Limited series, The Death of Hollywood. I would have rated it higher because it's to the point and fairly good, yet they could have drawn out the story slowly, but then we would complain about that too. I can handle the diversity. Hello, I am black, but if it's a one and done, my interest isn't as high. Unlike other shows like Dark, the German show, they could have confused us thinking that makes it interesting, but it doesn't. Things made sense and it was quickly paced. I have an issue with always having gay characters and pretending people in that era, and the lore mostly flowed as people would like you to think. I have no true affinity for the characters, but Wiseman's storyline was more interesting for me. I'm only up to episode 5. Only? Wow, that's pretty far in. This reviewer says it's well thought out, stories of a bygone era, so we take what we get or not. And then we get a 1 out of 10. For those who don't live in the UK, there's a daytime soap called Doctors over here that epitomises bad acting. Whilst watching the first episode of this on a Thursday night, let's just make this bigger actually. How's that? Does that come across better? Let's just make grey a little bit smaller. I'll go back over this side because it's the way the screen is worked out. It's showing it like that. There we go. While watching the first episode, I suddenly kept thinking I'd somehow, inexplicably, time-slipped to a Monday afternoon and had been made to watch Doctors instead. I don't know that soap opera, by the way, because I don't live in the UK anymore. Some of the acting is astonishingly atrocious. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. What the hell were you thinking of, Stephen Graham? Is that the showrunner's name? Stephen Graham. Graham is a surname. Shout out to the Grahams out there. I'm a Graham. You might be a national treasure, old son, but you'll never get that knighthood if you keep agreeing to this kind of drivel. Just awful TV, although every single diversity box has been ticked, so no doubt it'll win awards. Trust me, go and paint grass green instead. Okay, they didn't like it, did they? So what do you reckon? That's just two random reviews sounding a bit, either loved or hated. It's typical, isn't it, of everything these days? What do you think? Any interest in there from you guys and girls? Don't want to show the trailer. Okay, let me get back. Close the window. Make grey a little bit bigger. And see if anyone's still out there. I feel like we're kind of spoiled at the moment. There's a lot of good content. Well, there's a lot of content you want to watch, want to try out, coming out. There we go. You can hear me, I'm all blocked up. Okay, I won't be going on for too long. Well, I might do. I might just keep going. But Mrs. Wakizashi is going to be finishing her first class soon. Nita is saying, feels bad for Squid Game's director. I wish he gets his share for the next season. There's a Squid Game. Is it a special? Is it like a one-off special, or are they doing a new season? I've seen it advertised on Netflix, but I didn't check the information about it. Jacob's asking, Gray, are you looking forward to Godzilla -1? I was looking forward to, there's a series called Monarch. Is it Monarch coming out, which sounded like it was set in the Godzilla universe. That sounded quite good. Zax is saying he's watching House of Usher because it's the season. Yes, it is. It's the season for horror. And that's right, with some crazy comments as usual. Time travel, nay? No, for you? Okay. Netta asking, will I read the One Piece manga? I've read the first, I'm not sure how many chapters. I read the first tankobon. I'm not sure if we'll get back to it. There's just so many things to read, mate, isn't there? And with me mainly, my channel's mainly focused on American comic books. That was one of my first loves, so that's why I kind of focus on there. So probably not, I'm afraid, but I do want to get back to the series. Another series I haven't finished. The anime, of course. No way of finishing that, but I haven't finished the Netflix live one yet. And another shout out to Copa. Do check out Copa's review. It's flying out there. He's got over 4,000 views last time I saw, and some really, really funny comments as well. Copa, I love your answers to the comments. You should be nice like me. You should be like, thanks for your comment and put a little thumbs up. But no, you're too clever for that. Not Nos. Zax is saying he thinks all the characters in Usher are gay. Are they? I say I've only got up to end of episode 2. I've just started episode 3. If they're not gay, they are bi, aren't they? Bisexual. Nay's saying that -1 Godzilla does look a fine mix of OG and modern. Okay, now you've got me intrigued. Dark was great, Zax. Yes, it was. That's a definite one to watch. Cobra's like talking about the 13 Tsameti trailer. I can't even pronounce it, mate. Tziameti. Tsameti. And tell me you don't want to watch it. Okay, good night, Jacob. Thanks for watching, mate. I appreciate it. Zax is asking, when are you interviewing Mark Miller? Mark Miller. He's Scottish, so it's Miller. But American people seem, not everyone, but American people, I think it's because of your boy Zax, pronouncing Millar, because it's an AR. But as far as I know, it's Miller. Miller time. I've thought about asking him, I don't know him like. He's dropped a couple of nice comments and he's shared a couple of my reviews for his comics, because I'm loving them. I don't know if it would be the same if I was saying it was terrible, but they're not. They're really, really good. Big Game, Game. Be careful out there. Big Game has been so good. It's probably my favourite current comic book series. And the last issue's out next month. It's coming to an end with only 5 issues. But man, you got to check it out. It's brilliant. Anyway, Big Game, Nightclub, The Ambassadors, Nemesis Reloaded, King of Spies. 5 series that have come out over the last couple of years, which have just been excellent, I think. Really high quality, and they're all by Mark Miller. He gets great artists to work on the series. So, Zax, I thought about, I might even do it, but I'd have to, do a huge preparation for it. I mean, do some proper research, get some, not just the regular standard questions that he gets asked all the time, try and go back to his early days maybe. I'd love to do it, but we'll see what happens. Don't think, feel. Don't think, do. Is that right? There is no can, there is no try. Do or do not, there is no try. There we go. That's right, it's telling me to stop simping. Who am I simping for now? Gray needs to do a Blade Runner Redux review. All right. By the way, did you see I've started, hopefully I will continue, I started a new classic Japanese literature audiobook series, The Master of Go, which is the Japanese very complicated strategy game with the small black and white pieces. It looks like Othello. It's not Othello. It's Japanese, not the Japanese version of chess. That's called shogi. But there's an amazing Japanese game which seems to take forever. It looks very, very complicated, where it's just black and white counters on a board. I dropped my first part of the audiobook of that. I recorded it ages ago. I just haven't got round to editing it. It takes a long time to edit those, to cut out the pauses, the sniffs and all that, and try and get the timing between, as you're reading a book. I don't know what to do. I'm not a professional, but anyway, I dropped that, so do check it out if you get time for a bit of Japanese Master of Go action. Because my Snow Country videos, they kind of tick along. They do okay. Nothing amazing, but they're like, what's the word? They get views every month. I did that in 7 parts. This is back in the days when I was just starting my channel and trying to get views from people, trying to get, noticed. So I did get quite a few subscribers from the Snow Country, audiobook that I did. And I wasn't even sure if it would last. I thought it might get taken down. I don't know how the copyright works, but it's like, it's a work from, 1940s or 50s. It's really old now. I'm only a small channel. I don't make much money from it. Just make a few cents from the views. But, it did bring people to the channel. And then they found out I review comic books and immediately unsubscribed. What? What's this? What's he talking about here? He's waffling on about nonsense on his live streams, and he reviews American comic books. No one reads those anymore. So yeah, that's it. That's my story. How long have we been going? Let me check. on YouTube. Oh, I always forget how to do this. YouTube studio page is the best way, isn't it? Let's have a quick look. Looking around my microphone. We've been going for... wow, it jumped. It said 40 minutes. And now it's like 1 hour and 9. That's pretty good, isn't it? Nice one. I can't believe you're all still here. I really appreciate it. How amazing are you out there? Yeah. What else is to talk about? Let's see. Anything big news? Not really. As I say, I do recommend Gen V. Check it out. Give it more than one episode. And remember, it's meant to be satire. Zax recommends The Fall of the House of Usher. So apparently that does get better. I wasn't sure after the first episode, but I'm going to kind of drop in and out of that. But it's long. You know, it's long. Longer episodes. Certainly looks good. It looks beautiful. It's really well shot for a start. I want to get Copa's thoughts on that. If he's watching it, I don't know. Not that I hold Copa up as some like high standard of film reviewer. Just saying, Copa. No, I'm joking. Yeah, what else? Night Stalker next week. Let's try and watch it. Kolchak, the Night Stalker. We'll do a review. Get a few people on, have a laugh if StreamYard's working. If not, I'll do it on something else. The Restream was okay. It was very basic. I had a look at the, what is it? It used to be Melon, like melons. Melon app, which has turned into Streamlabs, I think. They've got that now. There's a free version of that, but I did a test recording of it. It wasn't good quality. It was like, you know, for the free plans, they aren't really, are they? They're not going to be great for the free plans. I don't know if anyone recommends anything better than StreamYard. Do let me know. Nosferatu's saying that Copa has the worst reviews ever. He hasn't even reviewed Sanctuary. What a loser. Yeah, Copa, come on, what are you doing? Do 100 Shiko for not reviewing Sanctuary yet. We're still waiting on your review, aren't we? Where are we? Time for a bit of live streaming Shiko. Ooh, you can see my jeans. Final Fantasy 16, is it 16? Final Fantasy 16 t-shirt bought in Uniqlo in Japan. Here we go. I've not done one for a while. I can't get my leg up. Look at that. That's as high as I can go. Down. Squat. Hold it. Try not to fart. I can't do it. I can't make a fake fart sound. Go again. Here we go. There's another one. That's it. Drop down. I'm actually sat. You can't see, but Mrs. Wakizashi is under the here. I'm just sat on her back. Shh. Be quiet. Get back to work. So yeah, let's do another one. There we go. Down. This is the Shiko, the sumo stance. You can't see it. And one more. I'm only doing 2 and I'm going to give up. Come on, Copa. You've got to keep going. You've got to do at least 100 for not doing a Sanctuary review. Or Midnight Diner. What are you doing, man? Not reviewing Midnight Diner. That's crazy. It's so good. Just watch the first episode and don't start with the Netflix season, is it 4? Netflix have done season 4 and 5. Get the first 3 seasons. They should be on Netflix as well. And if it's got English subtitles, it means you've got to read. That's the only problem. Man, my legs are hurting now. Oh, that was I only managed 4 or 5. I use an excuse that I am beset with hay fever and my body's a bit wrecked. I am trying to do the sumo, yeah. It's the Shiko, S-H-I-K-O, Shiko. It's the stance, the horse stance, they call it in karate, you know, where you try and drop right down. You've got your legs kind of like, how do I show it? Like this kind of scene. Does that make sense? I can't do it. You know what I mean. Going all that Egyptian and stuff. Why do you sound British? Asks Nita. Because I'm from Manchester, mate, from the UK, and I moved over to Japan 20 years ago. Jesus, 20 years. Hasn't that flown? Wait a minute, it's almost 20... Will it be 21 in December? What year is it? Yeah. How cool is that? It's going to be 21. As long as, it is to be officially an adult. 21 years in December, the end of December in Japan. That's amazing. That's why I sound British. I'm from Manchester. Gray, slap that thigh, damn it. I'm almost there. Copa, mate. I wish I could have you guys on. As I say, I'm on OBS, so sorry about that. I'd love to have a chat and a laugh. Just noticed, is that chair comfortable? Not really, no. But I've got like a gaming chair as well, pretty cheap one, unfortunately, and it started creaking like crazy. So when I live stream, I don't want it creaking in the background. So I had to go back to the old, what do you call these? Traditional chairs. Just one of those. But I do have a cushion on it for me piles. Oh, Zax, I miss you guys. I miss talking to you. Should we do like a live watch? Should we do something afterwards, like on either Discord or or set up a stream? Not to stream on YouTube. Let's just go in the studio and watch something, have a laugh. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm lonely. I've got no friends in Japan. It's so sad. I'm all over the place, aren't I? I want to keep going, but I'm out of coffee. Guys, and I've got nothing to drink. My God, what the heck? I've only got those 2 clips as well. You have to forgive me. I'm going to drop a clip where I dash and get a cup of coffee. No, get some water.
Hello? You're looking very beautiful, man. Have you been away? St. Peter preached the epistles to the apostles looking like that.
Okay, I'm back. Wow, whew, that was quick. In case you don't know, this is not my studio. This is the kitchen's just, where are we? The kitchen's just there. The tatami room is over there. It's what do you call this? It's like a dining. Is it a dining room? Tatami room is like with a TV. So the TV room is the tatami room. This is the living dining room, maybe, in the kitchen. And Mrs. Wakizashi's upstairs at the moment teaching. Okay, I think that's about it. That's as far as I can go. I could keep waffling on, but he wants to listen to me. Jesus, 22 people still watching. This is amazing. Jane has been dying to EFAP with a gang on Discord. Yes, that'd be awesome. Should we do it? Yeah, do please like and subscribe. Thanks, Nos, for reminding me. And a huge shout out to all the members out there. You guys and girls. How many times can I say how amazing you are? Thank you so much for your support. You keep Wakizashi's Teahouse going, and you enable me to buy the comics that I review. So thank you so much for that. I know I'm such a cheapskate, aren't I? But I'm just a poor ALT in Japan. ALT is assistant language teacher. I'm just a poor I'm basically a tape recorder, a CD player. They switch me on and say, Gray Sensei, say this. Okay, hello, my name is Gray. I'm from Manchester. Okay, be quiet now, and switch me off. That's it. Go and stand in the corner. That's my job. Maybe. I could be being sarcastic. I could be being satirical. I don't know. So yeah, that's about it. 22 people and Gray cuts it short. I know I can't believe it. I'm going to have to keep going, aren't I? Okay, I'm going to have to cover something else. This is amazing. I can't believe it. This is the most views I've ever had, live. I do get a few over time, but it'd be great to, to hit 100 like Zax's streams or Copa's. Where are we? Nerporeal Lifeform is in the chat. Hi, Gray. Mario Wonder has tired me out. Hail, sir. Hail to you, sir, for being a member for 9 months. Nerporeal Lifeform is a Wakizashi Teahouse Yojimbo level member. Thank you so much for that. That's brilliant, mate. If you're still there, Nerporeal, this is for you. Tetsuo! Canada! Gray, why did you block Copa from your stream? What do you mean block? I've not blocked anybody. What's the word? I'm on OBS now, so I can't invite people on. That's why I can't show the chat either, unfortunately. It's on the YouTube page, the chat on the side, but yeah, I've got to figure out. I think there's an add-on. There's a widget, something you can do so you can have the chat. Where are we? It'll be streaming down the side of the actual main screen as well. But yeah, I haven't figured it out yet because, I'm old. I don't know how computers work. That's why I titled this You asked for it, you got it. Acronym from the old computer days. Where are we? Can cover something. What was I wanted to talk about? Geez, I'm all flustered now. I don't know what to do. It's unbelievable. What should we do? Should we watch something later? Should we do like a live watch party or something? That'd be awesome. I do miss doing those. Nos, we could get everyone to watch Midnight Diner, but only if you join in, Nosferatu. You have to come on the stream. You can change your avatar to like a sumo wrestler's bum, or a chonmage or something like that. What do you reckon? That could be cool. Okay, Bramable, thanks, mate. In OBS, use. Oh shit, am I muted? Am I muted? To like a sumo wrestler. Phew! Zach, you were scaring me then. You were scaring me. I think I was muted. I've just seen the chat. Let me get back to the page. Brahma's saying that in OBS, use the add-on social stream. Okay, nice one. And low spec. OBS and Jitsi, the chat is easy on OBS, and transparency with CSS. Okay, that's cool. Hey Randy, Bob Andy, good to see you. People dropping in out of the blue. Great to see Bramable as well. Low spec, Linux is here. I'm on the YouTube studio page now so I can see you all. God, I got scared there, Zach, saying I was muted. Zach sent me a members chat. I really appreciate the membership as well, Zach, you star. He's been a Yojimbo member for 9 months too. Hey, oh. It's that moment where, you suddenly realise, oh my God, I'm not wearing any pants. And I'm walking out on the street. One of those dreams you have, or is it just a Monday morning for you? Yeah, thanks for that, Zach. I appreciate it. Not. Sumerian's here in the chat as well. I thought I'd seen you somewhere. Where are we? Brilliant. Just made it at the end. Yeah, I was going to wrap up. But no, I'm going to keep going because the numbers are going up. I've got 23 watching. It's the most I've ever had. What can we do to celebrate? Could do like an EFAP or something, couldn't I? But I'm scared to, to do that kind of thing on my own, in case it gets taken down. Zach's never messes with anybody, says Brahma. Oh. And Brahma's saying he never wears pants on streams. Randy, this is not a tea stream. This is a grey Wakizashi Waffle stream where we've talked about, what have we talked about today? I did a brief review of Clive Barker's The Hellbound Heart, the novella, which was the influence for the Hellraiser movie, the original one. I talked about Gen V, which is better than a lot of people are saying, or there's not a lot of people watching it, but it's worth a look if you like a kind of New Mutant style YA boys universe series on Amazon with very flawed characters and a bit of unnecessary male full frontal nudity. Who wants to see that? Maybe you do. I don't know. I'm sorry. No offense intended. Not you. I mean, this is a plural you to the stream. What else to talk about? We also talked about the fall of the House of Usher, which Zax has been recommending. There we go. No, YouTube Studio is freaking me out. It's YouTube Studio's paused at the moment for some reason. The screen, I'm just like this. This is a plural you to the stream. What else to talk about? We also talked about the fall of the House of Usher. That's how behind it is on using OBS. That's crazy, isn't it? It's quite far behind the live. Anyway, Nosferatu is saying that Gray should make some red octopus wieners for the audience. Only me, Nosferatu, understand that reference. But yeah, Midnight Diner. Come on, if you've not checked it out, where are we? Let's do a share thing. I'm going to do it. I won't do an EFAT because I'll get nuked, but let me show you what it's all about. And let me show you the right series to watch first. Because if you put Midnight Diner in on Netflix, you probably get quite a few hits. There are 2 movies they've made which occur between the first 3 seasons, I think. The first 3 seasons were just made on Japanese TV, and then it got really popular, and Netflix kind of basically, took it over. Okay, yeah. So if you put it in, you'll get Midnight Diner Tokyo Stories. Come on, let me share my screen. Okay, I've got it. I think I've got the Midnight Diner collection. Here we are. Okay, let's get back to OBS. What we do is we window capture, make grey small again. Put me in the corner. Wait a minute, why is the camera not showing? I'm not showing for some reason. That's weird. There we go, I'm here. There, I'm back. Did you miss me? No, wait a minute, why is that? Why is that? Make that smaller. Just bear with me 1 second. I know what I'm doing. Really? No, I don't. I've no bloody idea. Okay, there we go. How's that? So this is what comes up in the Japanese Netflix. I don't know about America. Midnight Diner Tokyo Stories is the season 4 and 5. Oh, there are 3 movies now. No way. I thought there were just 2. No, okay, this is the first one, if you can find this. With 2014, 3 seasons. A scarred man operates a midnight diner in the backstreets of Shinjuku, Tokyo. No one knows his name or his story, but his customers each bring him theirs. Now look, they're only 24 minutes long, these, short episodes, slice of life Japanese drama, but it's great. It's a tiny little diner. It's like a bar, restaurant in Japan in the middle of Shinjuku, and people come, they just talk about, basically you learn their story, and it's based off a food dish that they ask the master, the chef, to make. The food dish is sometimes like a reminder of their childhood, or what's the word, something that, makes them think of home, their hometown. It can be a little bit sentimental, but hey, what's wrong with a bit of sentimentality? And as I say, there are 3 seasons from 2014. Make sure you get those first. The first episode, it's just awesome. You meet this Yakuza boss called Ryu, R-Y-U. If I hit play, what's going to happen? I'll pause it straight away because I don't want the theme tune. Let's just have a look at the when he comes in. You also meet Mariko, who's a stripper. You see inside her strip club at times as well. There we go. Is that showing? How is that showing? I don't know how it looks. So with me sharing Netflix, sometimes it doesn't work. There he is. There's Ryu coming in. Look at him. How cool is he? The actor who plays the character, he's actually the guy who does Solitary Gourmet, if you've seen that on Amazon Prime. That's a kind of story based on another manga about a guy who just goes and visits different restaurants in Japan, and tries the food there. And it's got close-ups of him going like, oh, it's delicious. And these really weird dishes. So yeah, he's so cool. You got to watch it. Make sure you get this episode though, yeah? This is episode 1, season 1. And what is it called? Let me get back to the thing. Get back to it. The stern-faced master of this diner only wields his knife from midnight to 7 a.m. The Yakuza, Ryu, has been a regular since he tasted the red wieners. Red octopus wieners, Nos. It's so cool. Let's get back, because I don't want to get killed. Okay, it's not got a title. It just says episode 1. But season, can you see there? S1, season 1, episode 1. So that was that. If you go to the Midnight Diner Tokyo Stories, which pops up first, that's actually from 2019. 2 seasons, 2019. So a lot of people start with this by mistake because they think it's the beginning, but start with the original, yeah, because it sets up all the characters. Make sure you don't miss it. TV dramas, Japanese, based on comics, yeah, so based on manga. Heartfelt. This show is heartfelt. It's a lot more than that. So yeah, there we go. That's Midnight Diner. That's my recommendation. Okay. I will wrap things up now because I'm running out of things to say and talk about. But yeah, who's up for like doing a watch party or something? Come on, we got to do it. We got to do something. Before we finish, let me just shout out the chat. Who's still here? We're talking about dicks. MV Penis, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Are you good? Are you Genki? Are you Chinko Tatsu? Gray stopped doing Shiko and started losing viewers. It's true, Zax. It's true. Also, Copa, I have watch Tetsuo, the Iron Man. I used to have that on VHS back in the UK when I lived in Manchester, when I worked in HMV, the mega store, the music store in Manchester. This message is held for review show. Low Spec saying old episodes of Takeshi's Castle. And Noporo, yes it is. It is adapted from manga, Midnight Diner. And I think there's a site you can view free of charge. You can view the English translations of it. It's pretty good. But the series is awesome. You got to watch it. It's not horror, by the way. Yeah, awesome one. It's slice of life. But some of the episodes, like as I say, they're very moving. They're very heartfelt. They're also shocking. They're surprising. Sometimes they're sexy. Sometimes they're a little bit freaky. But they're often hilarious. They're so funny, the characters. And you get to know the characters over time. You know, you get the regular people coming in each week to the bar, but you also get a kind of new character, and each episode focuses on their story, tells their story. And this originally was a shout out by that 70s rock fan. A shout out to him, to Brian, the Scottish Brian, Scottish Canadian or Scottish American. That 70s put me onto this, a few years ago before, because I never heard of it. I'd never heard of the manga, hadn't heard of the series. It might not be available, the first 3 seasons in America, I don't know, because it's Japanese Netflix. But as I say, it does have English translation, but I don't think there's a dub version. It's only the subtitles. But do look out for that. That's my shout out. That's my recommendation. Do you know what? It's hard work, like talking non-stop for an hour, 20 minutes. It really is. But it's 3:04 p.m. Saturday afternoon in Japan. I'm very, very happy that you joined me for this Wakizashi Waffle. This has been awesome. Let's go back to the studio page before I finish, see if we're still monetized. Probably not. Oh, it's still on. It's still monetized at the moment. What normally happens to my streams is they get limited right after they finish for some reason. I think YouTube has taken a dislike to me. Maybe it's all the ninja clips. Brahmable's saying, my wife is watching House of Usher. Oh, she's watching House of Usher and whatever it's called without me. I've heard it's quite degenerate. Should I expect good things to happen to me? Well, you missed my brief story, Brahmable. I started watching it and then dropped it after about 30 minutes, the first episode, because it was like, just say very sexually diverse. There were more gay relationships or lesbian or bi relationships than there were straight. So I was just kind of like, whoa, okay, they're really focusing on this. It reminded me of the Sandman adaptation, Netflix. Neil Gaiman made even more characters than the actual original comic book, gay, trans and lesbian. But anyway, when a show focuses completely on that and it kind of pulls you out of the story, that's when I usually stop watching. But I think maybe I'm not sure about it. But I did go back to it. I went back to episode 2, and there's a crazy kind of scene in that which is worth watching just to see it. Just watch that to the end, and it's wow, yeah. It's not for the faint of heart, should we just say that? But at least it looks good. 1 a.m. for Awesome One. No way. Nosferatu. Okay, cool, man. Really, the first 3 seasons are available on Netflix in the States. Of course they are, because you've watched it, haven't you? Yeah, nice one. That's cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will wrap things up now. I thank you so much for watching this far. I can't believe it. This has been one of my most enjoyable and most watched streams ever. Thank you. It means the world to me. You guys and girls out there, you are awesome. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. It's Friday night, isn't it for you? Or early Saturday morning. It's Saturday afternoon here. I need to do some Shiko. It's really cold. It's been raining on and off all day, so I'm not going out for a cycle. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get down to, I'll cycle down to the beach, go for my cycle or my walk up and down the beach, and yeah, enjoy that. And all that's left to say is I hope to see you in a future video. This is Gray, Wakizashi Teahouse, signing off for the night, for the day, for the morning. Take it easy, and matane.
I would like, if I may,
That's the wrong
to
clip.
take you on a strange journey.